KJ, it was a weird night for Man United tonight, but the 3 points were picked up. Onana, the hero at the end, along with Maguire, but a much better better performances are needed by this team, aren't they?
Flipping out. See, look what they've done to me. I'm knocking my microphone and everything. Flipping out. I love them and I hate them so much at the same time. It's weird, man. Like, I want to strangle them and then hug them, strangle them and hug them. Terry, you could just replay what I said in the last match reaction against Sheffield United about double pivot, having a player like Eriksen next to a destroyer, controlling games more, sitting a little bit deeper in the midfield, and letting our players who play in the actual positions play. Like Bruno Fernandes, put him back in this cam role instead of this hybrid deep lying playmaker thing he's been trying to do. He looks better. He looked better for the second half. We are all over the place. I've not seen us play cleanly in all season, except against Crystal Palace in the cup with the second team.
Yep.
Ten Hag needs to honestly just stop what he's doing. Just stop what you're flipping doing. I'm tired. Just keep it simple. When he keeps it simple, we play better. That's all he needs to do. Keep it simple. That first half was atrocious. Throw it in the bin. It was in the bin. It's a disgrace to everything Man United's built. Those kind of first halves. It was awful. Second half, much better, much improved. We need to get better at winning duels because that's the reason why we always get countered is because our players can't win 1v1s. It's annoying as hell. The midfield and the attack need to be more together because there's so much space between everybody. When one person has the ball, there's only one option. When the opposition team has the ball, they have three options. We need to fix that. So many things to fix. But shout out to Harry Maguire because he's kept his head down. He's just kept working hard. He's got an opportunity. He took it, and now he played again, and he scored the winning goal. So you know what, Harry? Fair play. You're not everyone's cup of tea. You're one of probably the most disliked footballers on the planet. But you've held it, and you're playing well. Just keep doing this. You can be in the team if you just keep doing this. Okay? Just keeping it simple, scoring with your big fat ass head, and I'm happy. And you know what? People have been getting on Onana, and I'm so glad he saved that flipping pen. Because one, it wasn't a pen, and two, the headlines would have been all over the place with him. He can't save anything. He let another goal in. All these different things they would have put on his head. So I'm so glad Onana saved that. Shout out to Onana because he also made that amazing save at the start of the second half as well. So he's played a crucial part in both of our wins back to back. And again, he's another player. Just keep the form coming up. But we need to talk about our attackers. I can't say any more right now because giving everyone else a chance to speak. But Terry, the attack is messed up. And also, that super chat at the end was about Garnacho messing up the penalty spot.
Yeah, it is. And obviously, there's loads of people on the panel. So not everyone's... If there's something... I want to say this to the panel when we have these big shows. We can't have everybody give a full match review of what they think. We're going to talk about subjects. And if there's something really pressing, bring it up. Otherwise, we literally are here for like 3 hours. But Staffy, from an attacking point of view, what's going wrong with this team? Because I understand the notion of drop Rashford. I advocate for it. But Garnacho comes on making the same mistakes. Anthony's doing nothing on the right-hand side. Højlund, look, some good bits, but not scoring goals. How do Man United score more goals?
Well, we're not building up. Well, when KJ's saying, let's keep it simple, what is keeping it simple, KJ? You said, stop doing what you're doing. I actually don't know what he's doing. What I'm seeing is Rashford picking up the ball from the halfway line like he's Ryan Giggs. Pick up the Griggs because he was on my watch along and he said that he was like, he thinks he's Ryan Giggs. He's picking up the ball from the halfway line like he's a left mid. No, he's a left winger. We're not getting our wingers in positions to pick up the ball closer to the goal. And that's why we always have them double teamed and triple teamed. I mean, don't get me wrong. Both of them had one-on-one chances and they missed it. They didn't even miss it. Sorry. They just both had poor touches and the ball ran away from them. So they're not doing their part. But our buildup just makes no sense. And to have, what's his name, come out at halftime, we're taking out our only number 6 available, which is Amrabat, and we're keeping McTominay for what? To do what? Kay just complaining about the buildup, and he's saying there's too many spaces. No, there's no spaces, but when you actually look at the number 6 that we have, he's not showing up to the ball. But that's nothing new. Like, it sounds like I'm plagiarizing everyone because everyone knows that and everyone says that. So I honestly don't know what Ten Hag is doing. I didn't even celebrate the Maguire goal. I wanted us to win. Don't get me wrong, but I was just that pissed that for once I didn't celebrate a goal. The only thing I celebrated though was the Onana save. I don't know where Nagy went because I wanted Nagy to talk about Onana because he's had a lot to say about him all season. And listen, I said just one last thing. I just want to remind everyone. I said I'm dying on that hill alone. I was like, when everyone turns their backs on Onana, I'm gonna be the only one with him. Dizzy, you were there when I said that. Neeks? I'm upset that Neeks is not here. Neeks, get your ass here because you at me and you're always like, get your stuff and come collect your goalkeeper. I collected my goalkeeper today. So
that being said, though, Onana and Maguire are world class tonight. That's all I'm saying, right? It's for all the people getting upset in the comments. That's called sarcasm. But we'll come back to Arsenal in a few moments. So make sure you're staying with us. Make sure like buttons are being smashed. Sunshine, Onana tonight, Maguire tonight. Two players that I know you've criticised in the past. Both really stepped up tonight and helped the team. What did you make of their performances individually?
Individually, I think much better, man. I like to. I'm one of those fans who makes, again, honest, brutal criticism in the hope that they prove me wrong, because the criticism there is because you want them to improve. Every time they put a United shirt on, you want to see the improvements on a pitch. So, I can back that up by many tweets that I put out. When I see my players that I heavily criticize, you'll also see some positives from me because I'll notice things and go, you've proved me wrong there. Now I have to highlight that because my bias is towards my club, not players I rate or don't rate. So for me, Harry Maguire, I think you said it as well, like he had that interview at England and it looked like he was going to repeat the same thing of a case of put the pressure on yourself and, you're going to start getting booed again. You're going to make a mistake. But for me, he showed competence. And my biggest critic of him since he even joined, even at England, was he was incompetent under pressure. I didn't rate his mindset, never have. And at Manchester United, as a centre-back, you're meant to have competent centre-backs no matter what. Whether you're fast or you don't matter, competence is massive for me. And he showed that today, so I have to respect that. Those are standards that I hold to this club, and that's what I want to see. So for me, Harry Maguire gets his absolute props. And of course, there's going to be parts of his game that, I don't rate as a player, but I'm not going to, again, I don't do that with players where I talk about surface level things and make it bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, was he effective in what he did? Did he have more pros and cons in his game? Yes, he did. And did he manage that well? Yes, he did. Did it result in my team doing better where my bias lies? 100%. So he smashed it tonight. So, I got my man of the match as well against, I think it was Brentford. I think he got my man of the match against Brentford as well. So he's proving, the fair sayers, shall we say, wrong. And that's good. I shouldn't have to be coming on here talking about the basics and criticising basic things of certain players. I don't believe I should be in that situation as a Man United fan, but the reality is we have these players and they have to step up. And how ironic is it, Terry, that he was a player that was dubbed to be leaving, same with Scott McTominay. So massive performance from him tonight. But on Onana, look, everyone was raving about the kicking, this and this. We're bigging up saves, which is the most important part of being a goalkeeper. And rightly so. Because I've always said, if you're going to replace De Gea, make sure you replace the pros and the cons, not just the cons one for another. And today he stepped up, not only the penalty, but it was a big save, huge save. And that reminded me of the free kick De Gea saved against Juan Mata that turned his season around. And I hope that penalty has some significance for him moving forward, because it's not that he's a dead goalkeeper. I've never actually criticised him for being a poor shot stopper. I think what we're seeing from Onana at the moment is below average. And I think it's a bit of a nasty purple patch. I don't think he's actually that bad, in my honest opinion. I do think he's a bit clunky, chunky. I don't think he's very agile on his feet. I think he gets stuck in the ground a little bit too easy, and that's why he doesn't get down quick enough. For those who appreciate the art of goalkeeping, you may resonate with what I've just said there. But I think for me personally, keeping the ball in the net is one of the main things, especially in a team that is nowhere near ready to play Ten Hag football, with the profiles just not set up like it is at Inter Milan. And until that's fixed, Onana can't excel with the kicking aspects of the game until that's done. Because even when he was kicking tonight, they were finding other players. And I wasn't someone who got down De Gea's throat for that. At no point was I going, oh, he doesn't find a play, this. Because really and truly, they were surface level things that I personally feel, which was highlighted and blown up as a reason to get rid of a goalkeeper that, in my opinion, didn't need to go just yet. So he has to step up and continue these saves. And I want him to do well, Terry. Like I said, never had an agenda. He's just not as good as De Gea at saving. And so when you replace the pros with the pros with cons in a goalkeeper, there's more impetus on the team actually being able to finish, which is, as you know, I continue to say, we need goal scorers. And I know KJ spoke about this, but if you're going to concede more goals this season because you don't have as good a quality of a saver in goal, then I need to see goals. We haven't improved the main area I called out last season, which were goals, clinical finishers. Get me 2 clinical finishers on top of a great defensive network that we had. We don't have that in the team, so we're going to need Onana to step up and continue this form.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stuffy, I know you mentioned it earlier. You're someone that, didn't sell your stock in this individual. How proud were you of Onana tonight? Because it was a big moment for him in terms of his Man United career.
Brandon, why are you looking at me like that? You have goalkeeper issues. Don't look at me like that when I'm being asked a question. Go worry about Ryan Ramsdale. I don't even know who started for
I remember a certain someone saying that Onana was the best goalkeeper in the world when he signed for Man United.
What?
Anyways.
What?
No, he's joking. Anyways, Brandon's a bit shameless sometimes. But anyways, what was the question?
Yeah, you said that. You said that. You said it.
I'm just going to go on mute, man.
Just sort of ascertaining how important you think that moment could be for Onana and his Man United career.
Najee, I think, said it perfectly. He reminded me of the De Gea save. And if anyone watched United back then, if you guys are old enough, you would remember that De Gea had a horrible season. Obviously, he was much younger than Onana, so I'm not even putting them on the same book together. But when he made that save against Juan Mata, that kind of turned his career around at that point because he was having a terrible first season. And I hope I said that Onana's not playing. He's not playing good 100%. It was so easy to see, but he's not that bad of a goalkeeper. Do we have doubts on his goalkeeping ability, like when it comes to shot stopping and all that? 100%. You could tell that he's not as agile as De Gea used to be. Yes, De Gea wasn't in his prime last season, but there was some point where De Gea was just saving everything and anything. Is Onana ever going to be that? I don't think so. But he also wasn't that bad when he was making the mistakes against Bayern. When he made the mistake against Brentford. These are goalkeeping mistakes that are like, you can't look at him. You're like, oh, he's that bad. No, because every goalkeeper should be able to save these. It was more of a confidence level, and I hope that today, after making that save, that helps him turn his season around, because we all know he can pass the ball. We all know he can do that part. But the shot stopping part, even if you're not that good, you shouldn't have been that bad like you were against Bayern in the Galatasaray game and the Brentford game. So you said it perfectly. I hope he turns it around from here.
That first.
By the way, back to the Brandon part. We were on a show on his channel where I shamelessly said I am running an agenda. Now that we signed him, I'm gonna call him the best goalkeeper in the world. It was a joke. It was a part. They took out the agenda part where I said, and they clipped the rest because they wanted to do.
I'm not surprised. Brandon is Lee Gunner's son, and Lee Gunner does that to me a lot. To be fair, do you know
that's what happens when you hang out with the gal too much, by the way, because that blue tick got him acting different. They see the blue tick and they just try to clickbait anything. But
with all due respect, I have a blue tick, but blue ticks don't mean anything anymore because anyone can have one. It used to be something special. No, I'm joking. It didn't mean fuck all back then either.